UFC 329 reaction. The return of Conor McGregor is deflated in 5 seconds. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. UFC 329's main card did not disappoint. We had some really good fights throughout the night. Ended with a whimper, but we'll get to that here in a second. First fight of the night, King Green versus Terrence McKinney. Now, I had Terrence winning this fight. I thought he'd be able to push the pace, land a couple more power strikes. And honestly, for the first 4 minutes, 20 seconds or whatever it was, he looked like it was going to be a first round knockout. I didn't think it was going to be that, but the way Terrence started, the way he was coming out swinging for the fences, looking for that knockout, he got really close to it, but ultimately it failed. And ref called it after some ground and pound right at the bell. A second fight of the night, we have Brandon Royval versus Kavanaugh. I mean, Kavanaugh is a beast. I mean, it's a young, great fighter on the rise. He's had some really good fights in the past here. He had Royval rocked in the second. He started off with a good exchange, but ultimately I think he wasn't able to beat Royval's experience. I thought Kavanaugh did pretty well to go up against someone like that. So hats off to him. Royval hopefully is probably going to get another bigger challenge, maybe another shot, #1 contenders. But I'd like to see Kavanaugh just continue to grow. I think he's got a bright future. The third fight, Mario Batista versus Corey Sandhagen. Now this one's the only one that went to decision on the main card. You got Corey, who injured his leg, kind of tweaked it in that first round. He's really impressed me. He appears to be getting better and better. And in this fight, he had a strong first round. You could say Corey arguably took the second, but not by much. It wasn't like he completely dominated. But as the third round began, Batista drops Sandhagen and then just controls him on the ground and overall solidifies his victory. I think he should be in consideration for a title fight, if not #1 contender. Sandhagen, I feel like it's kind of going downhill a little bit, but I think Bautista showed that he is on a level higher than him at the moment. Co-main event, obviously, Paddy the Baddy versus Benoit Saint Denis. I thought this fight was going to be incredibly physical. I thought it was going to be sort of like a ground and pound sort of kind of grappling match. Obviously with some stand-up exchanges. I did not see it going like this at all. I know Paddy's recent loss to Justin Gaethje sort of knocked some shine off of him. A lot of people thinking he's not as good. But when you compare that to how Ilya looked against Justin, I mean, you got to give Paddy the credit. I mean, he finished the fight, all 5 rounds. I mean, he looked a little messed up too, but he didn't look like Ilya messed up. He was able to handle Saint Denis, who's been on a run, who's looked really good in his fights. For him to submit him in the minute, and not only submit him in a minute, but show how popular is, how much attention he has. Just the epic walkout, the whole arena's chanting his name, his music comes on, and it was a vibe, right? I mean, it was awesome to see, and then to go out there and then, like I said, put a Darce choke on him, get those legs on his back, which was crazy. It was almost like a gator roll. It looked like when Saint Denis tried to roll out of it. He just stayed on top, just choking him out. If he isn't already, he can truly be one of the faces of the UFC. I'm excited for Paddy's future. I'd love to see him fight again towards the end of the year. Hopefully he gets a title shot. I don't know if they'll actually do that though, depending on what Justin's going to do, if he's going to retire or whatnot. Now for the main event, Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor. I mean, all I could say was just wow. I mean, I was kind of stunned. It's been hyped up all week. The return of Conor McGregor after all the issues out of the cage, and the personal life things that he was going through and doing, the money, the fame. It's been 5 years since his last fight where he broke his tibia, knocking him out of the UFC while he recovered and, whatever else he was doing. He's back in the UFC. He had some good press conferences. You kind of felt like it was all right. And I'm a believer of person who acts uncomposed in the face-off is going to lose the fight. It means to me you're rattled, your mental's not right. The way he took off Max's sunglasses, I saw Max a little bit more composed. Max even tried to shake his hand and he, slapped it away. He was a little bit more, it was almost like he was trying to, like he said, prove it to himself. He was trying to make himself amped and feel like, I'm going to win this fight. I've never fought in the UFC, so I can't really comment on why he would start the fight like that. But I mean, after such a long layoff, I feel like you kind of should feel the moment, feel the tempo of the fight, maybe start with a jab or something like that. So, bounce back and forth. To come out with the kick, I thought was okay, whatever. But then to absolutely just tear your ligament, and I'm not sure which one it is. It's one of the CLs. Whatever CL gave out was crazy. And now I'm thinking, not only does he end his big return on a whimper, but his career. I think his career is over. The mental battle ahead of him is going to be hard. He's already had to do it once with the leg. Now he's going to have to do it with the knee injury. It got thrown out there. I saw a Michael Chandler fight. Um, I think maybe that makes the most sense because Chandler's washed and Chandler is nowhere near advertised. No offense. The guy's like 2-7 in the UFC. Besides his aggressive style, and I know he likes to go out there and bang and put entertaining fights. I mean, the guy's getting dropped left and right. He's getting beat. I think that is a fight that makes sense for Conor if he's going to come back. Shout out to Max as well for realizing Conor was done. I mean, Max Holloway is a class act. He could have easily tried to give more punishment on Conor, but you could see immediately he was like, yo, this guy's not right. I'd like to see Max fight, here towards the end of the year. He didn't take any damage. He went through a whole chaining cramp. Maybe give some time off, come back in November, December, something like that. Either way, UFC 329 ended with a whimper, but we can't forget we had some good fights leading up to the main event. UFC's fight night, Duplessis versus Usman. I like Kamaru. I don't know, man. I feel like it's kind of past his prime. I think Duplessis may take that one, but we'll dive into that in the next one. Another UFC event down. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. Let me know if you think Conor fights again, and if he does, who does he fight? Is he washed? Let me know. Drop a like, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.